Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. And now, here's your host, Madeline Roberts.
Hello and welcome to Sooner Sports Pad, our last show of the semester. I'm your host, Madeline Roberts, alongside my co-analysts, Kenneth, Adair, and Carson for his very last show, guys. Very sad, but it's okay. We'll have a good last show. We also have a very loud live studio audience with us this evening, guys. Who do we have in there?
We got a bunch of rowdy OU PCS members. They're ready for a good last show. Let's get it on.
And we've also got Maggie Nichols and Bree Showers from our very own OU women's gymnastics team. They're here as well.
Hey, Kenneth and I will discuss who our breakout players were from OU's win against Kansas on Saturday.
And Sooner Sports Pad's very own Matt Mark showed us how many trades there are at the University of Oklahoma and what they do for OU sports.
Well, the Sooners secured a spot in the Big 12 championship game on Saturday with a dominant win over Kansas, 41-3. The Sooners got off to a slow start with just one score in the first quarter, a 34-yard touchdown pass from Baker Mayfield to Rodney Anderson. The Jayhawks scored their first and only points of the game in the second quarter on a 23-yard field goal. Jordan Smallwood and Marquise Hollywood Brown had touchdowns in the quarter to finish the half up 21-3. The second half consisted of 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals for the Sooners as they easily defeated the Kansas Jayhawks and moved to 10-1 on the season. There was a lot of offense in this game, guys. Kenneth, break down the offense for us.
Well, you know, this OU offense just continues to play with such confidence and continues to dominate whoever steps out in front of them. Baker Mayfield once again proves why he is the Heisman front runner. 20 of 30, 257 yards. Not an impressive yardage day, but 3 touchdowns, continues to put the ball in the end zone. Guys like Mark Andrews had a big day, like you see there. Marquise Brown, I mean, he just continues to show up and show out. And then Grant Calcaterra had a good game as well. The rushing game did really well as well. Like I said, 312 passing yards, 157 rushing yards, 6.6 average yards per play. I mean, this team is just so good offensively. It might not say it, but they are the #1 team in the offense. Baker Mayfield's so good, and he used a lot of weapons. 10 receivers with different receptions. So great game for the offense.
There's not many defenses in the country who can stop OU's offense.
I don't think
There might not be one. Speaking of defense, though, OU's defense, although it was Kansas, I thought they played pretty well. They only allowed 3 points against Kansas, and that's pretty good. That marks the 5th time in the last 6 meetings that they have held Kansas to 7 points or fewer. Mike's Stoop squad held the Jayhawks to just 155 total yards, including just 32 rushing yards, and that was the fewest yards allowed by Oklahoma since holding Kansas State to just 110 2 years ago. Something about Kansas schools and OU's stifling defense. Another good day, I thought, from freshman Trey Norwood. Had a pair of pass breakups. More numbers from OU, 32 rushing yards allowed, 2 forced turnovers, 7 tackles for loss. Caleb Kelly records his first career sack, and another first on the defense. I'll touch on here in a sec, but OU's defense, phenomenal, I thought.
Yes, big day. Yeah. I mean, past couple of weeks, they have not allowed a lot of points. TCU, they dominated.
TCU
Kansas.
was big, I thought.
Again, although it's Kansas, I mean, still to only allow a team to 3 points is absolutely exceptional.
Yeah.
Another player who's been big for OU recently is Orlando Brown. And earlier today, Kenneth caught up with Brown to talk about Saturday's performance.
Obviously, defense did their job, very well as best as they could. I think Kansas had a pretty good offense, obviously, going into it. We played some of our best football complementary-wise. Offense, defense, special teams, obviously changing the field, turnovers, things like that actually helped us, I feel like, win the game and keep the momentum on our side.
And y'all have been playing really consistent over the past couple of weeks. What does that mean going into the final part of the season?
Very important, and as far as, winning the national championship, winning a Big 12 championship, making it to the playoffs, consistent football is key. And it's important for everybody to do their part and execute well.
And you mentioned the Big 12 championship. You've gotten that opportunity now to play in it. How do you stay focused for West Virginia?
We honestly approach it with 1 week at a time. Obviously with setting our goals, where we set them. And, obviously, like, we've set the goal for a national championship, but we understand it's 1 week at a time. And right now it's all about West Virginia. And from there, it'll be about whoever we play in the Big 12 championship. And, if we get the opportunity to playoff game and, bowl game, whatever it may be. So it's just 1 week at a time.
And before West Virginia, Thanksgiving's around the corner. What's your go-to meal?
Oh, man. Deep fried turkey. We gotta love the deep fried turkey, dog. That's me. Sweet potato casserole. Yep.
Well, thanks, Orlando.
Yep, no problem at all.
Well, the OU men's and women's basketball seasons are in full swing. Kenneth, how's the women's team doing?
Well, the women went up against SMU and had a pretty powerful win over the Mustangs, 87-72. Gabby Ortiz and Maddie Manning led the charge. Gabby had 20 points. Maddie Manning had 18. The OU women's basketball team shot 40% from the field, 44 from three. That's really impressive, and another dominant performance. They had a tough loss against DePaul, but they got things back going, and they're going to continue to do this. They had a really good recruiting year, and I mean, Sherry Cole's going to get this team going, and they've played well so far. So good job, ladies.
Super experienced.
Yes.
Maddie Manning back again. I think that they're primed for a deep run in the Big 12. Watch out for the OU Sooners women's basketball team.
A lot of big leaders.
Also, the other side, the men's team.
Yes.
They were in action on Wednesday. They took on Ball State. Another big day for Trey Young. We keep talking about him week in and week out. He had 22 points, 13 dimes, and also picked up another Big 12 weekly award. Big 12 newcomer of the week last week, picked up Big 12 player of the week. Again, just racking up those awards. This week, OU's not off. It's Thanksgiving weekend, but they're not off. They will be playing in the PK80 up in Oregon in a stacked field that includes Duke, North Carolina, Oregon, a lot of good teams there. OU begins play on Thursday and will be wearing some pretty sweet alternate uniforms for the tournament, held in honor of Nike founder Phil Knight's 80th birthday. I know you're happy about that.
Yeah, I am. You know, a lot of young guys tend to be, I guess, nervous in the first couple of games or the first couple of weeks, but Trey Young just looks like he's back in high school.
Games, so I think this is
he's just killing, especially like you saw from three. He is just dominating the game.
It's good to see the men's basketball team turn around from last season when it wasn't as good as they wanted it to be, for sure. Well, it is time for a break, but when we come back, we'll have face-off. Stay with us. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. It is now time for Kenneth and Carson to face off. Guys, I would normally ask you who your MVP of the week was, but for the last show of the semester, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Who is your unsung hero of the week?
Okay, now I talked about all the weapons that Baker used, and he used his tight ends a lot. But Mark Andrews wasn't the main guy. No, it was Grant Calcaterra. That's my unsung hero. He had a big day. 4 receptions, 67 yards, led the entire receiving corps with that. Didn't get in the end zone, but nonetheless, he definitely had a big day and proved once again, not only this OU team, but especially this OU offense is just way too deep. And that's another guy that every team that steps up against OU has to worry about. And so I'd be worried not only about Mark Andrews, but about Grant, because, I mean, he's great in the red zone. And like you saw there, he has dependable hands. So good job, Grant.
Hey, the next order of business is getting announcers to finally get his name right on the
many different
broadcast.
names that they give him. I don't get it.
Calcaterra, it's easy. My guy, other side of the ball, Emmanuel Beal. I talked about OU's defense last segment, but he has been an anchor for OU's defense all season. Leads the team with tackles with 70. So if it's possible to pick my breakout player from the game of a guy who leads the team in tackles, I'm going to do it. Emmanuel Beal. I thought he was great. Had his first interception of the year on Saturday. That's big. Sniffed out that play, got it off that tip ball, picked it up. OU scored on that drive. I think he has been, I just think he gets so lost between Caleb Kelly and Obo and Kenneth Murray. He's been phenomenal all year long. Emmanuel Beal, good game.
Well, I talked to him earlier in the year, and I asked, what's it like, not getting the credit you deserve? And he was like, that's always been the case. I just played through it and played great, and he has.
Well, here, I'm giving you some recognition, son.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, guys, I'm with Dom, and he has a question for the two of you.
What's up, Dom?
Which 4 teams will make the college football playoffs?
Okay, well, to start off, this is easy. Oklahoma, #1 offense, they're definitely going to be in the playoffs. Miami will be one of the teams as well. Their defense is exceptional. But the other teams, 2 teams, they do want Bama. Alabama will be one of those teams. They've dominated most of the teams the way they were supposed to dominate them. They struggled against Mississippi State. But they do have 2 tough matchups. Auburn, but I think they'll put their success to a halt. And then Georgia, after the way they played against Auburn, it was absolute trash. And I think Alabama will dominate Georgia. But my other team, this is my wild card. It will be Wisconsin. Their defense is absolutely stellar. You see their offense, but their defense is exceptional. #1 in total defense, #1 in rush defense, top 10 in pass defense, top 5 in sacks and interceptions. I mean, they can get to the quarterback, they can get their hands on the ball, and if their offense can play like their defense does, absolutely exceptional. And Jonathan Taylor's a big back. He's top 3 in the country rushing yards. So, that's my top 4.
We are on the same page for 75% of our...
Oh, you did math.
Yeah, I did math. I did do math, but I didn't do English, apparently. I'm going to go Bama, Miami, OU. I think you're right on that. But I'm going to go the team who is going to play Wisconsin in the Big Ten title game. I'm going to go 2-loss Ohio State. I think that they get back in. Wisconsin hasn't played anybody this year. They played one ranked team. Congrats. Two, I guess, last week against Michigan. But they just haven't been tested, and I think Ohio State's going to come into the Big Ten title game, and they're going to beat down Wisconsin. I think that they are a much improved team. Obviously, they've had a couple losses this year, but I think that they have everything that you're looking for a team in the college football playoff if they beat Wisconsin, and I think they're going to.
If their game is on, then they're hard to beat,
Yeah.
but they've been so inconsistent. It's just up in the air for them.
Yeah.
That's pretty bold, Carson, but I like it.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, last viral videos of the semester. Make them good ones.
All right, well, for UCLA, what seems to be a normal punt and what also seems to be a normal fair catch isn't exactly what the Bruins were expecting. Let's just give it a look, shall we? All right, punch to the right, but everybody seems to go left. Michael Pittman Jr. gets the catch. Look, the camera can't even keep up with it. And he's just got a clear view to the end zone. The kicker tries. He's absolutely terrible. Untouched, straight to the house. I mean, a trick play punt, I don't know how you get as confused. All the guys had to do was look up, and they would have seen where the ball went, or the punter could at least yelled out, hey, it's going right. But no, they went left, and that's where the ball ended up. Yeah, and I mean, he didn't have a chance, so congratulations USC, you scored without having a turnover like Sam Darnold usually gives.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big deal. That's why it's a big deal, because it's hard for them to put up points.
I think he just threw another pick, actually.
Yeah, he probably did a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
At practice.
So my viral video, the last one, I've shown videos of kids doing crazy sports things throughout the year. I'm going to stick with that. That's won me some face-offs this year. I'm going to stick with it. Check this one out. Through the hoop and through the goal. He doesn't even look phased at all. Yeah, let's just grab another ball. Here we go, slow-mo. Through the hula hoop, long range, nothing but net.
How about
that, Hey, again,
nice.
Remember that video that I showed earlier of that kid hitting the basketball off the tee? 2-sport star, this kid, 2-sport star, basketball and football.
Well, and hula hoop. I don't know if that's a sport.
And hula hoop.
But how about the brother?
Yeah.
Just tossing it up.
It was good.
Beautiful.
I liked it.
Okay, guys, it's time to vote for the winner of Face Off. Cheer the loudest for who you think won. Who thinks it was Carson? How about Kenneth?
Yes. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Will. Yeah. Thanks, David.
I think I'm going to give that one to Carson because it was pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well,
it is now time for a break. But when we come back, we'll take a look into 4 Sooner athletes who have something in common. Stay with us.
Special thanks to our Cornerstone Television partners, Chesapeake Energy, Riverwind Resort, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back. This year, there are 4 freshman Sooner athletes here on campus with the same first name, Trey. Sooner Sports Pad's Matt Marks gives us a deeper look into these young stars.
For Sooner fans, this season has been full of big moments. From seniors to freshmen, everyone has gotten in on the action. In fact, 4 freshmen have risen to the challenge and are already leaving their mark in their respective sport. And they all share one thing in common. They're all named Trey.
With the Treys, I mean, we already knew that they had confidence. They came out there, they performed like they've been on that stage before. And, you couldn't ask for anything better from 2 freshman corners.
Trey Brown from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Trey Norwood from Fort Smith, Arkansas, have brought life to the Sooner defense. Coach Lincoln Riley and his staff have taken notice and rewarded both of them with their first career starts versus TCU.
These 2 guys are unique. They both got a fighter's mentality, and they've got their competitiveness. Where they are mentally is a little further ahead than where you would expect, guys their age.
On the offensive side of the ball, it's been running back Trey Sermon from Marietta, Georgia, who answered the Sooners' prayers to replace running backs Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine this offseason, and boy, did he deliver early on. Breaking onto the scene, Sermon recorded his first career touchdown at Ohio State, led the charge with 2 touchdowns, 148 rushing yards on 12 carries, all in the 4th quarter to fight off the Baylor Bears, and even did his best Baker impersonation with a pass to Marquise Brown for 42 yards against Texas.
Trey's done an amazing job. You know, being a true freshman out here on the field. You know, running touchdowns, making blocks, doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's been doing a great job.
It's tipped out. Mannix got it for to shoot out to Trey for a three. Bam! Oh, mama!
Basketball season is underway, and that means Norman's own Trey Young is ready to roll and put the team back on the map. Through the Sooners' first 2 games, Young is averaging 18.5 points a game, 11 assists, and 4 boards. He is shooting a near 40% from the field. He is bringing back a much-needed swagger to this Sooner squad that his teammates are excited to play with the young guard.
I mean, it's wicked. It's fun with a guy like Trey. He's going to push the ball, and so really just run with him. Find the lane, find the spot, give him a little area that's between you and your defender so he can get the ball through there. I mean, and just wait and just do your job. He's going to do his. So, I mean, it's exciting to play with Trey, especially at the breakneck speed that we're moving right now. So it's going to be fun.
Whether it's here at historic Owen Field at Gaylord Family Memorial Stadium, making tackle after tackle and running in touchdown after touchdown, or it's here at Lloyd Noble Center, dishing out dimes and throwing up alley-oop after alley-oop, the future is bright for these Oklahoma Sooners with these 4 Treys around. Matt Marks, Sooner Sports Pad.
Now let's hear from national champions, OU Gymnastics, Maggie Nichols and Bree Showers.
Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming. It's a long reach, but thank you. You're flexible.
Here we go. All right. So first question, back-to-back national champions. What keeps you going? What keeps you driving to get better every day?
I would say our teammates in the gym. We all push each other each and every day at practice.
I think, experiencing winning that national championship, that feeling, we have it inside of us. And so we go into the gym every day, have that feeling inside of us, and we want to do it again. So we just keep working super hard and push each other in the gym.
Great. Speaking of doing good again, over the offseason, what have you been doing to make sure you can, repeat?
We've just been going to the gym so motivated. Like, our whole team is so motivated, and we do the morning workouts, do practice so hard, and we've been so motivated every day in the gym.
I would say the same thing. Our motivation is there, and then we're really working on details and hitting handstands, pointed toes, like the form, to help overall.
Yeah.
Great answer. That was going to be my next question. Is that all you guys are working on, or are there different people working on different things? What does your practice regime look like?
So a lot of people, most of the team does for the event, so they're doing all around, vault bars, beam and floor. And right now we're doing routines on every event, working on consistency and just working on details as well.
Yeah, I think we each have our individual difficulties that we're each trying, and our coaches really help us individually, which really helps. And also our team, I know, is working on unity, and we're trying to be great teammates to each other and just growing really close. So
teamwork makes the dream work. You lost a lot of seniors last year, so how are you doing replacing them?
I think our freshmen this year are great. They are great on different things, and I think that they're going to fill in their shoes amazingly.
Yeah, we have a lot of good talent that came in.
So after your recent success, what's the feeling around the program with so much fan support and admiration that you guys have been getting?
It's so amazing having everyone behind us, and seeing people tweeting at us and everything. It's amazing, and it's great to have a great fan base behind us.
Yeah.
And I think our host Madeline Roberts has a fan question for you.
That's right. Beth has a question for the two of you.
What is your favorite event?
Great question.
My favorite event is beam. It honestly changes on the daily. Like, if I have a good day the day before on a certain event, then that's probably going to be my favorite event the next day. But right now, I'd say beam.
Yeah. For me, it's hard for me to pick. I like all of them, honestly, but I'd probably say bars and beam for sure.
Nice.
All right, we'll just take another break, but don't go anywhere. Dynamic Duos is on deck. Of the semester. Before the show, I asked Maggie a series of questions, and now Bree will try to answer them. Bree, how are you feeling?
I'm a little nervous, but I think I got this.
A little nervous?
Yeah.
Sure. All right, question number 1. What is Maggie's ideal first date? Is it A, bowling, B, mini golf, C, ice cream date, or D, scary movie?
I think C, ice cream date.
Gonna go with ice cream date?
Yeah! We've never talked about
about that.
Did you know did you know she liked to mini golf?
I didn't. We've gone mini golfing before, but.
Key indicator.
All right. Question number 2. If Maggie could participate in another Olympic sport besides gymnastics, of course, which one would she choose? Is it A, downhill skiing, B, swimming, C, ping pong, or D, 100-meter dash?
Ping pong! I would say 100-meter dash.
100-meter dash. All right, that's good. Question number 3. If Maggie got a gift card for Christmas, where would she want that gift card to be to? Is it A, Target, B, Starbucks, C, Academy, or D, Ulta?
I say Target.
Do you guys go to Target together a lot?
We do go to Target.
That's funny. Question number 4. What was Maggie's dream job as a child? Is it A, a gymnast, B, a nurse, C, a scientist, or D, a ballerina?
I'm gonna say B, nurse.
All right, this question is pretty timely.
Okay.
What is Maggie's favorite Thanksgiving food? Is it A, turkey, B, mashed potatoes, C, stuffing, or D, pumpkin pie?
Mashed potatoes.
All right, last question. Who would play Maggie in a movie? Is it A, Zooey Deschanel, B, Jennifer Lawrence, C, Emma Watson, or D, Vanessa Hudgens?
Jennifer Lawrence. B. What was that?
B, Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
Let's see.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have for you today. Thank you for watching our last show of the semester, and thank you to Carson. Last show ever, guys. Give him a round of applause. Good night, everybody.